Hello, hi guys and welcome to the cupboard. I've just finished up on the stream for the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus, and I just wanted to mention a couple of my favourite features so far that they've mentioned and I cannot absolutely wait for. There's not a lot of difference between both devices, or should I say between the S8s rather, but the main differences between the S9 and the S9 Plus: the S9 gets one camera, the S9 Plus gets two cameras. The S9 gets a 3000 mAh battery, the S9 gets a 3500 mAh battery. The S9 gets 4 gigs of RAM, the S9 Plus gets 6 gigs of RAM. The S9 starts at 64 gigs worth of storage, and at least what we're saying on their website, it looked like the S9 Plus is getting 128 gigabytes of baseline storage to begin with. But obviously both devices get a micro SD card slot, so you can expand it as much as you can give. But enough of that. What I really wanted to talk to you about was the camera. The tagline for the event was the camera reimagined. So you expect a major overhaul of the camera and you're wondering what can they do to the camera. But what they've said and what apparently is being delivered is a variable aperture camera. So an aperture that can change. Now, at least to my knowledge, there's no camera out there that has a variable aperture. Each camera on a smartphone has a fixed aperture, so the amount of light that goes into the device. So what they've said is it's got a variable aperture, so it can be the biggest aperture at a 1.5 all the way down to 2.4. So apparently you can see the aperture changing depending on what settings you have. So that's really cool. So you can either let loads of light in by having the aperture really big, or very little light and have the aperture very small. The other thing was super slow motion, not just regular slow motion around 240 frames per second, but you're talking 1000 frames per second, or just shy of 1000 frames per second. So super slow mo. Now, you don't tend to see a lot of slow mo on social media, so if they're baking this awesome super slow mo into the cameras, are we expecting lots of people to suddenly start slow moing absolutely everything? We'll just have to wait and see. They didn't mention the price on stage, which was a little bit annoying. So checking the Samsung website here in the UK, the S9 is going to be retailing at £739, which is around $1,000. The S9 Plus is going to be £869, which is around $1,200. So we knew there was going to be a price hike around about £100 from last year's S8. So that's what stood out to me, and particularly what I'm looking forward to. Do let me know in the comment section down below if you watched the stream, or if you've got an S8, are you considering going to an S9? Or if you've got any other handset, are you looking at an S9 as a possible upgrade? But what we know, we still get two devices, one with a 5.8-inch screen for the S9, one with a 6.2-inch screen for the S9 Plus. You still get a 3.5mm audio jack, so no need to have some of these wireless earbuds if you're still rocking a wired earbud. But yeah, those are my thoughts. If you're new, hit subscribe and hit that little notification bell. Plenty of content coming up, especially when we get the devices in our hands. As ever, thanks for watching, have a wicked day, and I'll see you next time.